To the Artistry Collective Wednesday. And if you're seeing the red live button at the top of your screen, we are live. If not, you're on the replay. That's great too. Just type in hashtag replay or say hello. Let me know that you stopped by. Okay. So I was going through some things and I found way more papers for this poppies book that I was trying to get finished. And yeah, I started this quite some time ago, and it still has so many pages that aren't finished. Hey, there's Leah with Make All the Things With Me. She is up after me. We won't have Christy tonight because Christy is traveling. She is at Disney World, and I'm so jealous. I hope she's having the best of time. And but up after me will be Leah from Make All the Things With Me. I'm not sure what she's crafting. We haven't really chatted about it. We're just kind of doing our own thing. And yeah, that's working for us lately. And like I said, I have this beautiful altered book. This was a Reader's Digest book. And I have these beautiful papers. I believe they are from Mandy at Sunshine and Doors. Normally she puts a thing on her papers here so I can see where they are from. But this has been just floating around here for too long. And yes, sunflowers indoors, that's what it is. Okay. And this was part of a collab, but I just never finished it. I had to move on. So it would be nice to be able to get some more things in this book here. Pouring the coffee. Thank you so much. Hello, Karen. Hello, Dominique, if you're there. Okay, so I've made some really cool things in this book. Like this is a little acetate window, and it's got so many fun little pockets. But some of the things I stuffed into pockets, like this is just very plain. Nothing's been done with it, which is great because it gives you lots of room to journal. But usually it's not my style. I usually like to do a little something. And I've so far just kind of got not much. I love these pockets. There's some really great pockets on this collection, and they're shaped like little file folders. Now this is a little file folder. I just tucked it in right there. Look at all these poppies. I've hit most of them with Nuvo drops, so they have that little bit of a glisten. But look at this pocket. Isn't this great? It's got a little tab up here. And then I put this tiny paper clip. These tiny paper clips are so grippy. They don't want to really bend or let go. But I thought this was fun having this little file folder here too because it's got like the tabs. Hello, hello, hello. Who is that? Is that Tomorrow? It is. Hello, friend. Oh man, these. I think that's Janet. Hello, hello. And there's Karen's in the house, and yeah. All right, we're going to move on. I could be there all day trying to read. So here's some more of those pockets with the tabs. I love that. Put in some rickrack. Then I've got some fun little pages here that flip like this. And this is also a pocket. Isn't that great? Hello there. Hey, it's Cheryl's in the house. Hello, friend. Hello. See, now this is one I did glam up just a little bit. I put one of these beautiful tabs. I put some lace, and then it's got some fun spray on there, and then it just lives in this pocket here. Perfect for journaling, and just adds a nice little touch. Come on in, ladies. Pour the coffee for me. Hit that thumbs up, like, and do all the things. Okay, so you can see this one here is not very glammed either. Now this color I wasn't so sure about, but it really does kind of match the poppies. Look at that. So I did hit some of it with some brown ink, trying to tone it down just a little bit. It didn't quite get as toned down as much as I would like. You can see I've done some sprays in here, all kinds of fun things. But I do need to do some more, and I've got some more of all of these beautiful poppies here. These ones I didn't do anything to except for just cut them out. Now these are supposed to be little pockets, but you know, when you're coming down to the wire, your project is almost done. You don't have to use them for what they're intended for. Like this could just be a little wrap around here. And that would be cute. You will be able to see the fold lines of the pockets, but you could actually make it a little pocket here. This could be a long pocket. Yeah. So these are all just printed on printer paper, so they're not backed or anything right now. I knew they were going into an altered book, and sometimes you don't need to have it be as strong of paper going into an altered book. I just have so many little pieces here. This one is backed, and it even has some Nuvo on there. So I definitely want to use that. I've got some fun little, I've got the little quotes here. We could put that right there. Or we could even put it up here. See, this is backed on the cardstock, but nothing's done to it yet. I've got all kinds of little goodies. This is a fun little envelope. I love that. So we could actually just fold this down and tuck it in this little pocket here. And if you're giving this to somebody, you could write a fun little sentiment in there. And that can just live right in there and be beautiful. All right, let's see. Let's get the scissors going. Now, I think this one's supposed to be a tab, but I think this is cute just as it is here. And then, so it's really good to just go through what you've got, especially if your book is not done yet, and just try to get some of these papers more into the book. I have all of these digital papers just kind of floating around. Some of them are in envelopes, some of them are in little pouches. But for the most part, they just kind of float around here. I don't want them to get ruined. I did print them. So it would be nice to be able to get them in the books where they're supposed to go, you know? All right. How's everybody's Wednesday going? I'm having a really bad eye day. My blood sugar has been all over the place. My insurance kind of did a doozy on me. The doctor wanted to increase my muscle relaxer just a little bit. She wanted to bump me up 2.5, so that would have put me at 7.5. Insurance wouldn't cover it at that, so they would cover it at 10 though. What is the deal? So now it's a little bit too much, and I am groggy all day. So it's a little crazy. I don't know why they would do that. Insurance makes absolutely no sense. Okay, I'll put just a little ink on here. We could round these corners. I don't know if I've done that anywhere else in the book though. So usually when I round corners, I try to keep it that way throughout the whole book. I love that. And then this would leave room to write about your poppies. So let's glue this on. So like I said, this is our Artistry Collective Wednesday lives. We do live craft and chat most Wednesdays. And it usually includes a full house of us, the 3 Artistry Collective artists. That sounds so fun. I love saying that. I'm part of the Artistry Collective. It makes me sound so fancy. Let's see, what did that say? Can I what? Can I zoom out? Is that what someone said? Oh, can I cut the pill in half? I don't know, because then that would put me back at 5 where I started. At some point they will discontinue the 5s that I have left, because I mean I could cut the 5s I have left in half, and I don't know. She could have just upped the dosage of the 5s, and then I could have taken like 1.5. I don't know. Insurance is so stupid. I'm very easily affected by most medications, and I am the girl who gets most of the side effects. If there's a side effect to be had, I will have it. And sometimes it doesn't take very long or very much of the medication. I was put on Jardiance, which is a type 2 medication, and I'm not a type 2, but my doctor wanted to see if it would help. I took literally 2 pills, and it has seriously affected my life for years. I think it's been like 2 years now, and I still have symptoms from what all it caused. So, yeah, no fun. Put me through a lot of miserable things. Okay, I like that. That already looks way more sophisticated. Look, a little ink and a label. And we can tuck this back into the pocket. I might want to spray some ink on there, but I'm not going to spray just yet. I remember going through this book, just opening the pages and spraying, and then turning the page. And that's how I got a lot of this pink on here. I just sprayed the papers and moved on. And that was a lot of fun. Let's see. These are all pockets. I want to put something here, though. This is kind of an angled. Do I have a pocket that's angled? Oh, I do. Look at this. This might be fun to put right inside of here, since it already is kind of angled. Is it angled this? It's not exactly the right angle, but it might still be fun to put it in here. Let's see. Let's fold it and see what it looks like. Now, when you do these folds, you can do them on your scoreboard, or you can just kind of do your own thing and see if you can follow the lines. Sometimes my folding skills are better than others on certain days. This one's going okay. I got one more to go, so I won't jinx it just yet, but not doing too bad. There we go. Okay, so that's supposed to be like a little pocket here. Now you can cut these little tabs off if you don't want that deep of a pocket. Let's see. And then when we close this, it'll look like that. Do I like that? I don't know. I don't think I do. Nope. All right. So, I mean, we could just put this pocket on here all by itself. It could just be a lone pocket. And I love this page. Look at these books. This is so fun. And then I cut these out with an X-Acto blade. And then we have two little notes that tuck in right there. I just love that. Nouveau on these poppies. Now, if it's your journal, you know, you could always write notes and things behind here. And then this one is a bag. I think I'm going to glue this down. I was leaving this open here for a flap, but I really kind of like how you can see just a little bit of that book page right there. It's literally just a tiny bit. But I think I'm going to glue this closed because I don't really need it to be open. And it still supports this pocket over here. So we're just going to glue this one closed. Oh, come on, glue. I am still having glue issues, waiting for my new Nouveau glue to get here, or to find the little piece. It's like this piece of the Nouveau bottle. I have the outer lid, which is great, but I don't have the little nozzle piece because I lost it. Joys of being blind. All right, we are going to put an eyelet in there. There is, ooh, is this rose gold? It is. I love the rose gold. Okay. We're going to put an eyelet in this tag because it definitely needs something. I love this bag. This bag I made, it's got a transparency and then, but it has a poppy behind there and it's got some little glitter in there. So it's a shaker. Not sure I'm digging the rickrack on there. I normally like rickrack, but it just looks very out of place to me. What do you guys think? All right. Okay. That one squeezed a little hard. I don't know what happened there, but all right. Let's do some ink on this tag too. And ooh, look, we could put this pocket on this tag. That would be nice. And then maybe we'll move this tag because we could put this tag on a page and it could be like a swivel. That would be fun. Okay, let's get some ink on it first. Got my frayed burlap. It's in its rightful spot up there. And scorched timber. Oh, that was the one I wanted, which was on the top there. Hello, hello. I think that's Regina. Hello. Maybe a thin ribbon on the top of the rickrack. Oh, maybe that would be nice. All right, let's see. Let's get some ink going on here. It really changes this. This is kind of like a coral color, but just by adding some ink, it really changes. It kind of looks almost neon. And that wasn't the look I was going for. I just kind of wanted it to match the poppies. So if we can tone it down just a bit, that helps a ton. I think I'm going to have to refill this scorched timber pad. I don't remember who I ordered it from, but it is my newest ink pad, and it is my least juicy, which drives me a little crazy. Okay, put some ink on the back. Now these big tags are fun for writing in, or writing on, rather, not in. Okay, I'll just get some, and I think that, I really like how that just kind of changes the whole look of it there. Just kind of run it all the way across there. Kind of tones it down just a little bit. Hello, Diana, hello. Okay, so I think I want to put this on here because it's like the perfect fit. It's just really wanting to go on there. Let's give it a little ink on this edge first though. I don't know that you'll see it a whole lot, but I will know it's there. Okay, and then a little down the side, and then we will glue this on. Okay, make sure this is all the right way. Thank you. Yeah, just... sorry guys. Oh, that fly followed you in here again. There's been this really big fly roaming around our house, and he needs to get out because he's so noisy. And now he's in here. I hope you guys don't hear him. Sorry. He was in here right before I hit the live button, and then he left, and I was like, yay, go away. Flies are just a fact of summer here, unfortunately. When you live by so many cow fields, there are flies. Okay, we'll keep this down. This one, this one. Okay, now I've got glue all over again. Okay. Ugh. Tacky glue. I forgot how messy I get with tacky glue. It never fails. Okay, we'll line this up as good as we can. But it does hold pretty good. Now, somebody said the other day they don't like how it kind of wrinkles the papers, but I do kind of like that, actually. Kind of makes it a little more warped and wrinkly like a junk journal would be. But, you know, I guess if you're going for that crisp and clean kind of a look, it does do the crinkly wrinklies. All right, let's see. Okay, so now we're going to need something to put in this pocket. That's always the problem if you create a pocket. You might need to put something in it. Although it could almost look like a little secret pocket because it lays so flat there. I need some more glue right here. All right. What's going on for everybody's Wednesday? Anything fun? Tell me something good. I am excited to be here with Leah today. It sounds like we both could use just a fun little craft session. Okay, so we glued that page down. I'm happy with that. This one came out of this pocket. I suppose we could put it back in there, but then we're not showing these beautiful poppies. So I was thinking we could put this over here. And if we brad it in, I think I could hide the brad tabs right behind this pocket. If I get it in the right place, and then it could move like that. And I think that's fun. So let's find, I've had this little container here of just neutral brads, and I've really been using them a lot lately. Oops, I don't know if it's because they just go with everything, or if it's because I set them out here. So sometimes if you have things you want to use, it is a great idea to just set them where you can see them. Okay, so this is going to go through here. And then I'm going to take this out for right now. Poke a hole like over here somewhere. Come on, poke a hole. I broke my pokey tool. I think Mr. Frapps fixed it, but I didn't bring it back in here yet. Okay, well, now I just lost my brad. Urgh. All right, let's poke a hole like right here. Okay, I don't want to go through the outer pocket. I just want to be on the inside of that. Okay, so let's see if I can find all these things and put it right back together. It feels good to be working on something fun and pink again. We've been working on kind of some Halloween stuff on Facebook because it's June. June marks the halfway point to Halloween. I can't even believe we're like halfway through the year. That's also what it makes. All right, come on. Be good. Here we go. Okay, so now I can see this over here. Kind of. Get this brad tab to close. There we go. Okay, and then it just kind of hides over there in the corner. And it doesn't affect anything going on over here. We could put tape over those if we wanted to, but really, like I said, it's not affecting anything. And now our fun little tag will move, and I love that. Okay, let's put a little something on this this little page right here. So this is just a note card, but it's got some rips or something. So this is just a little scrap of paper. I think I might just glue it on here. And then it'll look like that when it goes back in there. So we'll just put some glue down here and glue that on. And that's a good way to use some scraps. Okay. And I think this was just an offcut of one of the pieces. Actually, it's upside down. I don't know if that really matters to me all that much, but we'll fix it just because. Okay, yep, there's more of that glue again. I always get messy, I think because it doesn't lay out flat. And so I'm always trying to smooth out the glue so it won't clump up. Okay, now we'll cut these little pieces off. And of course, using scraps, we still make more scraps, but these ones are super tiny. I'm just going to toss these ones. And it is kind of fun because, like I said, we're at least using up some of these little pieces that are so beautiful. Look at that. That's pretty. That could go on our note card. It could just go right like this. Will we see that as we tuck it in there? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, let's do it. Let's cut off this excess white, though. I don't want that there. And then I'll have to go back in and do some nouveauing. Now you can alleviate some of this wait time if you have all of your papers, your digital pieces, or even if it's scrapbook papers or magazine papers, whatever it is, before you start cutting into them for the ephemera, do all of your nouveau at that point. Then you'll just hit them all before you even cut them out. Then you can have fewer papers around. Like this one's gonna need to dry, but yeah, it will, you know, it'll be a tiny little piece laying around. Easy way to get lost. Okay, we'll give it some ink. We cut off the white pieces there. We could even wrinkle it up a little bit, doesn't matter. Okay, and we'll glue this on here. I think I want to glue it over here, like to the side. And actually, before we put it on there, we could put either an eyelet or a couple little brads just to make it look like it's really being held on there. I've got some neutral brads right here. Hello, Sharon. It's happy Wednesday. How are you? I hope your Wednesday's been good. Let's see. Let's grab, I think we'll do these. Oh, the gray kind of goes good too. We'll do gray. Oh, jeez. These are so tiny, guys. These are the 1/8 inch brads. My eyes do not like them right now. Okay, so I'm just going to poke in one here. And if you're doing multiple brads like right next to each other, you kind of want to put them in one at a time rather than just poke 3 holes, because you got to give them room. So, you know, if you wanted them all right in a line together, you've got to give enough space to allow for the topper and to put in the backs. You can, of course, move these tabs so they're going up and down, or whatever you want to do. Okay, is that cute? Okay, maybe I just want like one more over there to make it look like it's kind of being held on by them. We know that it's not. It could have been. I could have put it through this piece of paper before I glued that on. But I didn't know I was going to do this there, so that's all right. And of course, we could put it through this paper too and then cover it on the other side. But I don't have anything going on the other side just yet, so we'll just do it on here before we glue it down, provided I can hang on to it. Does that look kind of close-ish? Yeah. It's not going to be perfect. It is just eyeballed. These are handmade junk journals, and a lot of times those types of things are what make it unique. A little wonky, never hurt. There we go. I'll press that down. And then I'm going to glue this on. Get that brad tab back in there. Now, if these brad tabs get to be kind of outrageous, these ones are really long. You can use, if you have the right scissors, you can use them to snip off those edges, and I use my Fisker snips for that. I've never had anything that I've cut harm my snips, but it does happen. So make sure that your scissors are the right kind before you go cutting metal. Okay, I'll put some ink on this guy. That kind of helped to tone down this note card. Now I was on Louisa Heinzel's live the other day, and somebody said, oh my gosh, that's so much time to spend on one piece of ephemera, because she was working on a tag for the whole live. It was more supposed to be about basically the demonstration of her technique. So she was trying to show that, but somebody said that is so much time to spend on one tag. So, you know, if you just rather cut your tags out and put them in, so be it. But, you know, if you want to spend some time inking and making them look really unique, that's another choice as well. Sometimes when I get a digital kit, I like to just sit with all of the ephemera for a little bit. Like, look at this. I just realized this page is here. And so, you know, you get these tabs, you get some circles, you get some tags, you get pockets. This could be a fun little journaling card. In fact, I think we will make it a fun little journaling card. I still have some of this paper, so we'll go ahead and glue that on and then cut it out. Let's do, I think this one's actually supposed to be a file folder, but I'm going to turn it into a little journaling card. Actually, we could just glue this whole thing on here, and then it would all be backed for a little extra strength. Like I said, I just printed this all out on just normal printer paper. Ugh, this book just really wants to be in my way. It's not your turn. There we go. Okay, and then I should use my little silicone brush to spread this glue around. Okay. This tacky glue just kind of comes out so clumpy, so that's why I usually just push my fingers in it. But if you spread it around, it does really help to keep it from warping as much. I like the clear gel tacky glue myself. I do have some of that, but I left the lid off. So, it is just, like I said, it's not my week for glue. I have some Stamperia glue that I want to try, but I got to be able to get to it. Okay, here we go. So this will give us a little tag, a little pocket, a bigger tag, and then this one I'm going to put as a note card. And it will use up some of this paper, which is fabulous. You do want to give it a couple seconds to dry before you start doing too much to it, but you can, cut it out, whatever. It does kind of have some rounded corners on this tag. Maybe that's why I was feeling like I needed to round off some corners. Now, I always think it's really cool when you've done an altered book and you can start feeling the pages, because the pages start to just feel so much different when you cover them with paper. It does, doesn't it sound fancy? Yes. I realized I think I have like 6 bottles of it. So I need to give it a try. But it is on some shelves that I've buried with other things. So, the situation here just seems to keep getting worse and worse. I've really got to be able to get a handle on it. I don't know even where to start is my problem. As far as being able to access all of my things and use my room the best, it is such a mess. Okay, there we go. I like that tag. Now, it's kind of hard to get into these corners sometimes. I'm not the best fussy cutter, but I do the best I can, and then I just use some ink. Ink usually saves the day. Okay, so I'm going to cut this piece off down here to that little tab. So if you folded this in half, you'd have one of those little tiny file folders like I had on the other page. But I think this is going to be beautiful just as a little note card. And it could stick into the pockets. I love these poppies. They're so beautiful. I got this collection when I did a collaboration with Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. And this is her beautiful design. So pretty. Okay, so see, now we have a little tab there. And then this can go into like one of these pockets or one of those kind of pockets. I do need to find something to put back in this pocket, but I do want to change this just a little bit. I'm not liking this rickrack. Just isn't suiting the space. I love this though. This is great. Too bad that, it does kind of fit in there. Look at that. What do we think of that? That's kind of interesting. Hello, who just popped in? I think that's Claire. Hello, hello. Okay, I think I wanted to do like a little circle right here and put this underneath. That's why I've got it tabbed there. I already did cut out a little window here. This was one of the illustrations from the book, and I thought it would be fun just to have a little window, and you can see these poppies through here on this page. But I do need to decorate something over here, I think. We could even stick something over there. See, it's like all these little things that need to get finished here, and then this book will be done. But I love that. That is a beautiful piece of lace. Did I make it a belly band? Nope, I just glued it in there. I put some of the pink spray behind there and then just glued this piece of lace in on that. I think I need to put some sort of something on the back though. And then there's all of these beautiful poppies too. Look at these. I love these ones in these glass jars. I don't know how much I'm going to love fussy cutting them out, but I think you could just kind of loosely do it around the edges there. And then here is a tiny little pocket with a tag. Maybe that would work on something like this. So let's see. Tag Tags in there, lots of journaling space. I love this trim because then it goes with those darker pages. Oh, I did a little waterfall here. That's kind of fun. But I need to put something in here, I think, because it looks a little blank once you get in there. So see, it's like just a lot of little details that need to get done on this one. Mm-hmm. And then there was this fun thing too here. She gave you these little square like blocks. I think it'd be fun to cut these out and put one on top of there. That might even could go here. That's about the right length. I could put all three of them there. 1, 2, 3. Maybe put some sort of ink behind here. I was using saltwater taffy, I think, but let's hit it with some of this frayed burlap and see how that looks. And actually, I have some saltwater taffy and the ink pad just right here. I haven't used it for a little while, so it's a little far down there. Not too bad, though. And maybe I will just rub some of that onto the page before I spray. That way we get a little bit of that pink color in there as well. What's going on this side? Oh, I already have some. Like I said, I just kind of opened the book and sprayed pages and moved along. So I don't know what we're going to be doing on this side, but we'll give it just a little bit of the saltwater taffy there. And then we'll spray. Is that a pocket? No. There we go. Okay, now we'll cut these out and glue them on here. Just for looks. It won't be to do anything, but the other side is a lace, so it's just to look pretty. And to be a fun, different textured page. You played with ink today too. Awesome. I love playing with the ink. Any day I get to play with ink is a good day. Or at least a good moment, right? Oh, Sharon, I saw your guys' Father's Day picture. That was so cute. Everybody was wearing mustaches. That's fun. Does Tom have a mustache? Okay, 2, and we'll do this one. And then we'll ink around those and glue them down. Okay, there's some ink. And what I love about this is that it is getting some of these things out of the envelope and into the page. You laughed. No, he doesn't have mustaches. Oh. Yeah, you guys look like you were having a great time. I think those are the fun memories to make. Okay, and you can see how those are all like splattery looking. I love that. I don't know if she intended for them all to be used on the same page or not, but that's what's going to happen. Just going to use them as a little base to put some clusters on. And I think that's really cool and fun. And you can see just by gluing this on there, I don't need to back this on any thicker cardstock. It's going to be just fine to just glue it down. All right, so with my tacky glue, you guys know I've been having to spread them whatever. So here's what I do for this. I look like I'm going to glue them together, and I just pull it apart so that I get glue on both of them. Now, I haven't really checked this book as far as the pages, like what kind of story it is or any of that. So hopefully none of the words are bad. It was a Reader's Digest, so sometimes the only things that are bad is that, like sometimes it has some war stories or things, and it uses words that are just kind of outdated as far as their acceptability. You know, certain things are just not politically correct to say these days that were during their time. So just is what it is. So, you know, if you find a word you don't like, use some ink, just block it out, cover it up a little bit. It'll be all right. Okay. I think that's a sign of our times. It's just easily to offend people these days. All right, let's see. What do I want to put in here? I think I like this one maybe for the middle. And we could use my water pen to cut these out. That would be nice. Let's do that. Get the water flowing. And I called it a pen. It's a brush. It's a water brush. Come on, maybe. There is water in there. I can see it. I'm always afraid to squeeze it too much. I guess the worst that'll happen is water will come out. Yep, there it goes. All right. If you're not good at fussy cutting, this is a really great way to get some of these things cut out nicely. And I like how it's torn paper, so it gives it a torn look instead of just a cut line. And one little secret is, as you're going along, see how I put my fingernail around here and then tear with the other hand, kind of. That helps you guide where you want to tear without ripping something that you didn't want to tear, so that's great. And I'm a little faster at tearing than I am at cutting, so then we'll just ink around that and put it there. I think that's really pretty. And let's do another one. We could just do the poppies up here. That's pretty, like this one or this one. I think this one. And how are we doing on time? Leah, we got about 16 minutes or so. Oh. There we go. And then I love how these just look like they just pop right out of there. And you get that nice torn paper edge too. Okay, so that one's going to go there. That one maybe will go, oh, that one's maybe even a little too big because you don't see much of the square. Maybe I should just do these two. And we'll put that one somewhere else. I think these ones are thinner. So then you get to see the little square behind it. Let's see. You think you're ready. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. And then we'll have to see if this one is thin enough to go on one of the squares. And of course, I'm just going to ink to fill in the area around. Oh, yeah, that one's perfect. Okay. Does it look better there? Maybe like that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with these ones. All right, now let's close this and we'll do some inking all around. I like to let the ragged edge from the tearing kind of soak up some ink. So we'll see if it will here. Yeah. And this is a darker color, so it's really hitting those edges. But if you do a little lighter color, bundled sage is usually my favorite one to do for any kind of a floral or leafy greeny arrangement that you fussy cut out, because it really just blends everything into the background. Like I said, this one's really dark because it's scorched timber, but I do kind of like how that looks as well. And I might even still go over it with some frayed burlap because I think it would kind of help blend out that white. But I do like the scorched timber on the edges. Okay, and then just doing these fun little details really helps to complete the book, and that's what I'm trying to do. When you do an altered book, it really can be sometimes a bigger project than you know what you're in for, because you have so many pages to work on. Of course, you can tear some out, and when I get to the end of end of working on a project, I do sometimes tear out some of the excess that I don't want to. You love a water pen. Yeah, the water pens are great. The water brush, water pen. It really does help with cutting things out. A water brush or even just a paintbrush and water and some ink, and you'll be good to go. If you're not very good at fussy cutting for whatever reason, mine is, I have problems visually. I'm actually considered illegally blind. 2600 is the best I can do on a good day, and I haven't been having very many good eye days lately. Hopefully it will just kind of settle down and settle into whatever it's going to be now that my blood sugar is more regulated. That would be really great if it would just kind of calm down a little bit. Okay. And like I said, I kind of like to use, if I'm gluing a couple of things together, I like to use the other things to just kind of help smear this tacky glue around. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like what it looks like. Hey, that's a good one. Now we could put some lace on this little page on this side if we wanted to, but there is lace on the whole other side back here. So yeah, they're not very expensive. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them, I think sometimes they come in a 3-pack. You can get them from Ranger Ink, the Tim Holtz ones. He does say that his are a little more controlled. I don't think this is a Tim Holtz one. I think it's just one I've had for lots of years. As long as you know, treat them right, they do really good. I like using them for watercoloring. This one is just for water though. I don't put any paints or anything in this one, and I use it just to fussy cut things out. Fussy tear, fussy, I don't know what you would call it. Because I don't put it in paints, because then sometimes it can be leaving behind stuff that you don't want left behind. I love this. So this was just a whole page, and I put on here, and then I made it so that it can fold down here. And it's got a little tag in the pocket. Dollar Tree has them. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. Literally, you can use a paintbrush and water. I don't like to keep cups of water around because I'm just too accident prone. I would spill it. This is a little pocket here. Oh, I love those poppies. And those ones have the Nuvo on there. Maybe you can see them. And then I use some of this fancy lace that I had at the top. Back is just a stark gray. Goes right in there. And this has a little bit of a texture fade to it. It's just packaging paper that I put through a texture fade, and it feels so great. I don't know if you guys can see the texture very good or not, but see, it's got some bumpies on there. You can actually really feel those. I should put something right here though. Let's see. That would be big enough. Ooh, maybe I could put one of those little circles, like right there. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I just like it how it is. I don't know. But this one does wrap around. I like that. That's kind of fun. And this one is a file folder, I think, like this, right? Yeah, so it's glued down here, and then it's a file folder here and a pocket here. And I was keeping it all together with a paper clip, I guess. And then this kind of hides it. That's a little pocket, so it can be kind of a little secret pocket. And that paper clip really only fits right there. There we go. Your cheap shops probably won't have them in stock until 2027. Oh, yeah. You're having a thunderstorm. Oh no, who's that? Oh, that's Diana. It's going on and off. Oh, I think she's in Ohio. Okay, so here, this one is just a thin, you know what? Where that, there. This one, I think I might just glue right down here because it needs something under there. And this is just a piece of copy paper. So then it can just be a nice little place to write in there. So let's do that. Let's put some ink. We had kind of an overcast day. It rained last night. And then just kind of overcast today, but not raining. Storms are heading your way too. You're in Lorain County, Ohio. Oh, that's right. Yes. Karen's in Ohio as well. It rained so hard in New York. We had flash floods. Oh, no. Yeah, we often get that. Hey, Tamara's in the house. Hello, my friend. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this one down, and that'll be a nice little something to look at. You can even write in here, and you can write down here. You could put a photo here and write over here. So lots of possibilities for the journal user of this one. And I'm going to just smear this glue around just a little bit. And then again, continue to smear that glue around. All right, and I think that looks good out here, and it looks fun when you flip it up. Now there's something there. Looks a little more finished now. Has been so humid. Oh no, yeah, it's been pretty humid here too. Hi, Janet. Okay, I think I need to put an eyelet in there. Hopefully it does a little better than that last one. So I like to go through and either put eyelets or brads or lace or eyelash trim or something, a little bit of all of it in most of my tags. So that way, when whoever gets my journal, if they use it, you know, it's just ready to go. They don't have to worry about decorating the tags and things. They can, of course. Okay, there we go. That one worked. I think I just squeezed too hard on the last one. Okay, here we go. So these pockets are, it's hard to tell where one poppy starts and another one ends. And this one is just some book page on the back. So that could be glued anywhere. And then, of course, this is a big pocket up here. And this does that again. I love this. So I just took the whole page, glued it in here. Of course, I creased there, and we've got a nice little pocket here again. And this is two pieces together, so I can decide if I want to make another pocket here, if I want to tear it out, if I want to just fold it down. You know, lots of possibilities when you leave those in there. Ah, that's more of that textured paper. I just love it. There's that file folder we looked at already. This one is another beautiful one. I haven't done any nouveau on these poppies, so I was probably only part way through. This is a nice pocket here. We should put something in there. Maybe our little note card that we did here could go right in there like that. I don't know if I like that. I think I kind of wanted this one to go this way. And we need to ink around this. Oh, Oscar. He's looking for Mr. Frapps. Oscar, you okay, buddy? He's been cuddling with me a lot lately. We've been napping together. This medicine has made me so groggy and tired. And I guess I'm on Cat's schedule for sleeping. I don't feel rested, though. I just feel very tired. Well, all right. We are in our last 5 minutes. Eek. Okay. Does this go? Oh, that's kind of fun. Look at that. It kind of looks like it continues the flower up there. I think I like that better there than this one. So this, maybe I'll put this one back in that bag. But it does need an eyelet. And I need to trim it. So this one, it looks like I tried to do just a bigger piece of paper and make it a tag. I did the punch. And you can see this one ends over here. And this one, I just need to trim down. Sometimes it's kind of cool to leave it this way because you can crease that and then you have a flap. So if you do a score line and make it into a flap, you have room there. Okay, those eyelets are being weird. I don't know if I can reach trimmer. Ugh. It's way down there. I sit on a really tall, like a bar style chair. And everything on the ground feels so far away. There we go. All right. Got it. Let's see. There we go. Now it looks a little more squared up. And of course, we need some ink. And like I said, this ink really helps to kind of dull the brightness of this paper because it is so bright. Okay, and I said there was that bag. Where did it go? Because I took the tag out of there, put it somewhere else. Oscar, buddy, you're okay. He thinks he's alone. He goes through the house. Like, I guess he thinks it's like echolocation because it goes through the house just meow, meow, meow until he finds somebody. There we go. It can go in here. Perfect. Okay, I do still have some blank pages in here, but it's becoming fewer and fewer, so that is good news. And these are just pockets. I could put 2 on 1 page. That could be fun. Or we could put a bigger pocket right there. That could be nice too. Let's see, let's spray this page a little bit. Your cat does the same thing, except he howls. Oh, yeah. Oscar will carry around these big slipper socks. Those are like his comfort item, and he'll carry them around while he whines like that. I don't know how he does that, but yeah, until he finds his people again. And then you can see where he found somebody, because then the socks pile up there because he drops them. I don't even know where he gets them all from. He's got like a secret stash of all of our socks. You know, sometimes people wonder where the mate to their socks go after the laundry. Well, if you have a cat, that might be the solution. They might have... Oops, sorry guys. All right, well, that is my time anyways. Head on over to see Leah with Make All the Things with me. I hope you have a great craft and chat session over there. Thanks so much for joining me. And I will see you guys next time. I'm going to go find Oscar and tell him he's okay. Head on over to see Leah with Make All the Things with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.